because he does have control over where he goes, right? He's got that Lou Lamoriello 15 team or 16 team no trade list, is it? Where are the Islanders here? I just want to make sure the trade conditions on him are the ones I'm quoting here. Yeah, 16 team no trade list. So he can say no to half the league.
Yeah, and to be fair, the teams that would be inquiring about him are teams that are likely trying to make a playoff push. So I would be surprised if he was like, no, I'm not going to, I don't know, whatever team that's, contending for a playoff spot this year.
Yeah, agreed. So the return cannot be, in my opinion, futures. I don't want, and by that I mean picks. I don't want just like, oh, you got a first, a second, and a third. Not good enough. It's not good. I need more than that right now.
First, and a player of some sort, either a young NHL guy or someone who's on the cusp of like he's about to break into the league, like next year kind of thing. And
like we can't forget that Jean-Gabriel Pageau returned a first, second, and third, albeit a conditional third, but still he returned that. And while he was having a really good year for Ottawa, you're not bringing in Brock Nelson to be like a third line center who can maybe give you something and win a bunch of faceoffs. He's doing that plus scoring goals. Yeah, as someone who's been a perennial 30 goal scorer the last few years, even in his worst years, he'll give you 20 goals and has done it in the playoffs, on teams that have gone on deep runs. So those are the kind of traits that teams who are, contending are looking for in a rental. Yeah, exactly. So like the price has got to be quite high for Brock Nelson. And we've seen like Yanni Gourde is off the table. Didn't he resign in Seattle or something like that? So he's not going anywhere. So really the market is Brock. It's Brock and JG Pageau too. He has one more year left on his deal, but I would not be surprised if Lou got calls on Pageau, considering they did a year ago when he had 2 years left and was playing significantly worse. He's having a pretty good year, all things considered. Yeah, relative to last year, he's having a good season. You're absolutely right. So it would be surprising if Lou is not getting calls on Jean-Gabriel Pageau now. So you're right. Is 1-2 centers available in the trade deadline is going to be Brock Nelson, Jean-Gabriel Pageau. I'm sure there's another one I'm forgetting there, but like they're up there. What do you make of the rumor that apparently JG Pageau is more coveted than Kyle Palmieri in the trade market? I get that. He's a center. Center kills penalties and wins faceoffs like at an insane amount. Yeah, he's love that. 58.7% on the faceoff dot, 26 points, 10 goals in 49 games for the Islanders this year, logging 17 minutes and 2 seconds. As for Palmieri, as we discussed, he is a winger, not a center. That makes a difference. Mm-hmm. Yes, he had 30 goals a year ago, but he's got 14 goals this year and 34 points. Which is pacing out to, let's see, roughly, we'll do points first, 34 over 52 times 82. 54-point season and 14 goals over 52 times 82. 22 goals. Yeah, that's good. It's a good middle six guy. Exactly. And as you said, good middle six winger, maybe throw him on your second power play unit. Depth. He's going to be a depth player for anyone who picks him up at the trade deadline. Whereas so are these other guys, but they can be leaned upon more in more important situations than Kyle Palmieri, who's, again, not disparaging against him. It's not to say that he's not a good player and his value is garbage. It's not. It's just the other two guys. I think their value is higher, specifically, obviously, Brock. Yeah. So Brock has got to be the first domino to fall here, I would think. Yeah, I think so. It's going to be interesting to see when. I would like to see it happen before the Four Nations. Like, look, we're going to Minnesota. Just stop off. You're right there. You're already going to be there. Just have him bring all his stuff with him and just execute the trade right there and then. You're good. Just done. No need to worry about travel and stuff like that. But we all know that Lou's going to wait till after the tournament. Like, he's just going to. I would be surprised. I'm rooting for something to happen before the tournament because I think that's in the Islanders' best interest. But I think it's going to be like right up to the deadline with a lot of these guys. I think so too. He's going to play his hand, or maybe not play his hand really, to try and get as much value as he can for his players, which is great. That's what you want to see from your GM. You want to asset manage these guys and get as much as you can back. let's just hope to God that they're healthy enough for him to do that.
Absolutely.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.